Your Social Security check isn't what you were promised. It's losing real value every year. And the official math hides how fast. 5 mathematical mechanisms are quietly reducing what your benefit actually buys. Most retirees never see them coming until it's too late to plan around them. In the next 12 minutes, we go inside each one, the math behind your benefit, and why it's worse than the SSA explains. The first mechanism is the 2033 trust fund deadline. Without legislative action, the OASI trust fund, which pays retirement benefits, will be depleted around 2033, triggering an automatic 23% benefit cut. Here's what most people miss. A 23% cut isn't a future hypothetical. It's the legal default if Congress doesn't act. The Social Security Act requires automatic benefit reductions when the trust fund is exhausted. Without legislation, it happens automatically. The math behind 2033. Social Security collects payroll taxes from current workers and pays current retirees. As more boomers retire and fewer workers contribute, the gap widens. The trust fund is currently filling that gap. When it's empty, the gap becomes a cut. Will Congress fix it? Probably, eventually. But the fixes typically aren't pure tax increases. They include raising the retirement age, reducing COLA adjustments, raising the wage cap, taxing benefits more aggressively, or some combination. All of these reduce what you receive in real terms. Here's the planning reality. Every official Social Security calculator assumes current law benefits. That means most online estimates show you a number that's 23% higher than what you might actually receive if you retire after 2033. The official math is overstating your future income. This isn't doomsaying. It's actuarial math from the SSA's own 2025 Trustees Report. The 2033 deadline is real. The 23% default cut is real. And if you're under 60 today, you should plan as if it will affect you, because legally it will, unless Congress changes the law. The second mechanism is more subtle but happens every single year. COLA, cost of living adjustments, are supposed to keep your benefit aligned with inflation. They don't. COLA is calculated using CPIW, the Consumer Price Index for urban wage earners. The problem, CPIW tracks young workers' spending patterns. Retirees spend differently. They spend more on healthcare, housing, prescription drugs, categories that inflate faster than the overall CPIW average. There's a more accurate index, CPIE, designed specifically for elderly spending patterns. CPIE typically runs 0.2 to 0.3% higher than CPIW per year. That sounds small. Over 20 years, it compounds to roughly 5 to 7% in lost purchasing power, real money. Healthcare inflation specifically runs 5 to 7% per year, far above general CPI. Medicare premium increases come directly out of your Social Security check. Many retirees receive their COLA letter showing a raise, then discover their actual deposit is smaller because Medicare took a bigger bite. Compounded over a 25-year retirement, COLA shortfall can erode 15 to 25% of your benefit's real purchasing power. You're not getting a raise each year. You're getting an inflation adjustment that lags behind your actual cost of living. COLA shortfall is silent. It doesn't show up as a cut. It shows up as your money buys less than it did last year, every year, forever. The third mechanism affects married couples specifically. Social Security has spousal and survivor benefits, designed to protect couples and surviving spouses. But the rules contain math traps that cost couples tens of thousands. Spousal benefit math. A spouse can receive up to 50% of the higher earner's benefit if it exceeds their own. Sounds straightforward, the trap. Claiming early permanently reduces the spousal benefit. Claiming at 62 rather than full retirement age permanently reduces your spousal benefit by 35%. Survivor benefit math is harder. When one spouse dies, the survivor receives the higher of the two benefits, but loses the lower one. Total household income drops by 33 to 50%. For couples whose retirement plan depended on both checks, this can mean serious financial distress. The widow's penalty. When the lower earning spouse dies first, The survivor keeps both benefit amounts in nominal terms, but their tax bracket can shift. The same household income now triggers higher Medicare premiums and Social Security taxation. The net check is smaller. There's good news for public sector workers. The government pension offset and windfall elimination provision, which used to reduce spousal and survivor benefits for teachers, police, and firefighters, were repealed by the Social Security Fairness Act in January 2025. That's a meaningful change for millions of public employees. Spousal and survivor traps still cost married couples $50,000 to $200,000 over their retirement. The math isn't intuitive. The SSA doesn't proactively explain it, and by the time most couples realize, it's too late to optimize. The fourth mechanism affects people who claim Social Security before full retirement age but keep working. The earnings test reduces benefits temporarily. Most people don't realize how it works. If you claim Social Security before full retirement age and earn above $24,900 in 2026, the SSA reduces your benefit by $1 for every $2 you earn over the threshold. People assume this means working is essentially pointless. That's only half the math. Here's what's hidden. Those benefits aren't lost. They're added back to your future check at full retirement age. The earnings test is actually a temporary deferral. Your benefit gets recalculated upward later, but many people don't know this and stop working unnecessarily. On the flip side, just delay until 70 isn't always optimal either. Delayed retirement credits add 8% per year between full retirement age and 70, but waiting requires bridging income from somewhere, your savings, investments, or part-time work. The math depends on your life expectancy and other income. The break-even math. If you delay claiming from 67 to 70, you receive 24% higher benefits, but you give up 3 years of payments. The break-even point is around age 82 to 83. If you live longer, delayed claim wins. If you die earlier, claiming earlier wins. Your health and family longevity matter more than a rule of thumb. Earnings test and timing decisions are reversible only in one direction. Get them wrong, and the cost compounds for the rest of your retirement. The fifth mechanism is the tax torpedo. Social Security benefits can be partially taxed based on your other income, and the math creates effective marginal tax rates of 40 to 60% for middle-income retirees. Here's how it works. Up to 85% of your Social Security benefit can be taxable, depending on your provisional income, which includes your wages, IRA withdrawals, pension, plus half your Social Security. The thresholds: $25,000 single, $32,000 married. These thresholds were set in 1983 and have never been adjusted for inflation. The torpedo. When your income crosses these thresholds, additional dollars trigger Social Security to become taxable, while also being taxed themselves. Each new dollar of IRA withdrawal can effectively be taxed at 40 to 60%, far higher than your nominal tax bracket. This affects retirement withdrawal strategy directly. Drawing too much from a traditional IRA in any given year can push you into the tax torpedo zone. Drawing too little can leave you with required minimum distributions later that compound the problem. The math is brutal. The tax torpedo isn't a glitch. It's a feature of how Social Security taxation was designed, and the lack of inflation indexing makes it worse every year. Step back. 5 mechanisms. The 2033 deadline, COLA shortfall, spousal traps, earnings test math, tax torpedo. Each one quietly reduces your effective benefit. Together, they can reduce your real Social Security income by 30 to 40% compared to the SSA's official estimates. Your Social Security check isn't broken. It's working exactly as designed, to extract maximum revenue from working Americans, then deliver less than promised in retirement. Understanding the math isn't pessimism. It's the foundation of every retirement decision you'll make from here forward. This is the Social Security view. In our next deep dive, we examine renting versus buying, what the always buy advice misses, and why the math changes dramatically based on your specific market. Subscribe to Money Unwrapped. We're decoding the hidden math behind everyday financial decisions, one mechanism at a time.